Hey guys, Pitts here with another video, and in today's video I will be discussing my favorite prop bets, parlays, and matchups between the Denver Nuggets and the Phoenix Suns, my two favorite teams. You gotta love them spicy nugs. Alright, so like I said, I made the most money off these teams. I took Jokic to win MVP at the beginning of the season in January. And looks like that's paying off good. Also took the Nuggets before Murray went down to win the championship at plus 2,400 odds. I like the Suns better. I took the Suns since he went down at plus 2,400 odds as well. Let's hope for that. I would love to see the Suns take down the Nets in the championship. That would be awesome. Especially going undefeated in the bubble last year and not making it, and then adding Jay Crowder, who played for the Heat in the championship last year. You see, you get it. He's a good teammate. He helps out. So, with that said, we're going to start off the big man matchup, DeAndre Ayton, Nikola Jokic. During the regular season, these guys feasted on each other. Ayton in the first matchup had 22 points, 11 rebounds. Second matchup, he had 27 points, 13 rebounds. And third matchup, he had 17 points and 13 rebounds. Remember, these matchups all came back in January, and these teams are very different since then. Nikola Jokic had 17 points and 9 rebounds in the first matchup, 31 points and 10 rebounds in the second matchup, and 29 points and 22 rebounds in the third matchup. So, yeah, they like to battle down low and score, and as long as they stay out of foul trouble, I see both of these guys getting over their point totals and rebound totals. But I'm leaning away from Jokic's point totals because he has said that Ayton gives him fits down low. Moving on, I like the matchup that Devin Booker has with Austin Rivers. Remember, Austin Rivers wasn't really playing any minutes until all the injuries happened for the Nuggets. They actually signed him in, I believe, March or April, and since then he's been playing a lot of minutes. He's played over 40 minutes in several of the games against Portland. I like him to score over 10.5 points, Austin Rivers that is, and to get over 1.5 threes. I mean, he gets most of his points off of three-pointers. These are leans. I might add them to parlays later on in this video. But I really like Devin Booker to get over 29.5 points. In fact, I think he leads all scorers in this game. He has the best matchup, and if the Nuggets are smart, they would move Aaron Gordon on him, but I'm hoping that they don't. So, that said, as a player performance double, I'm taking Devin Booker to score 30 points and the Suns to win this game. And I think they only win by 3 or 4 points. I'm staying away from the spread ultimately, but I think it's going to be a 2-possession game. And it might even go to overtime, which I'm hoping for all these props that I'm about to give out. Ups the chance, because I like to go overs. I don't like unders. So, Michael Porter Jr. over 20 points, or 20.5 points. He scored 26 in the last 2 games versus Portland to end that series. He finally found his shot. I think he didn't really play in the earlier games in the season because he didn't really have rotational minutes. The Nuggets are a completely different team, and they depend on his scoring a lot more, and I think he'll crush that number. Jay Crowder is a good defender, but Michael Porter Jr. has 5 inches on him. I also like Michael Porter Jr. to get over 6.5 rebounds, and I like Chris Paul to get over 8.5 assists. I think he dominates Campazzo in his matchup and finds the open man. Campazzo is short, so he can easily throw the ball over or around him. Yes, Campazzo is going to be up in his grill and give him fits, so he's just going to have to get rid of the ball faster and hopefully find a man quicker. Damian Lillard torched the Nuggets with assists. It really makes me upset that there's no props available for Monte Morris and for Cameron Payne, because I think both of those guys get their point totals over, and I also think Monte Morris gets his assists over. Monte Morris, if you play fantasy DFS, he scored over 40 fantasy points off the bench in the last 2 games versus Portland. That's absurd. We're going to move into my parlays now. I like, for my all-star / big man parlay, we got Jokic to score 30 points, Booker to score 30 points, Jokic to get over 10.5 rebounds, Ayton to get 10 rebounds or more. That's at plus 867. My 2-unit parlay, which is a risky one, but not really. Paul to get 8 assists, Ayton to get 10 rebounds, and Michael Porter Jr. over 6.5 rebounds. I didn't write down what the odds of that were, but I'm assuming around plus 400, between plus 300 and plus 450, around there. My long shot is Michael Porter Jr. over 20 points and 6.5 rebounds, DeAndre Ayton over 10 rebounds, CP3 over 8.5 assists, Booker over 30 points, Jokic over 30 points, Ayton over 14.5 points, and Rivers over 1.5 threes made. That's my long shot. That's at plus 7,521. And my boosted stat parlay, so Chris Paul's assists are at 8.5, right? And Michael Porter Jr.'s points are set at 20.5. Well, I have Chris Paul getting 10 assists and Michael Porter Jr. scoring 25 points. Combine those, that's at plus 650. And if you want to add Devin Booker's 30 points to that, it makes it plus 1278. That is 10 assists from Chris Paul, 25 points from MPJ, 30 points from Devin Booker. My super long shot parlay of the day, it's 11 legs. I put $1 on it to win 109. So it's Jokic over 30 points and 10.5 rebounds. Ayton to score 15 points and to get 10 rebounds. Booker to score 30 points. Paul to get over 8.5 assists. Michael Porter Jr. over 20.5 points. And Michael Porter Jr. over 6.5 rebounds. If you think about it, it's only Jokic, Booker, Paul, MPJ, and Ayton. It's 5 players for these 11 props. And I think these 5 players play most of the minutes and get most of the points, rebounds, and assists. It's just simple as that, especially at their skill points. Paul's assists, the big man, Ayton, MPJ, and Jokic's rebounds. I believe they're set all way too low. I don't think it's going to be a big bench game. I think it's going to be a big starter game. I think these two teams need to feel each other out to move on with this series. They don't have many players off the bench besides Cam Payne, Cam Johnson for the Suns, and Frank Kaminsky. Come on, Saric. I mean, for the Nuggets, you got Monte Morris off the bench, which is a better upgrade than Campazzo, but he's needed on the bench for his offensive output. And Campazzo is needed for his defensive output because they have other offensive players there with MPJ and Jokic. And which leaves me to my final bets parlay. My final single bets are Jokic over 10.5 rebounds, Ayton over 14.5 points, and Paul over 8.5 assists, and MPJ over 20.5 points. That's my favorite single bets, and if you put those 4 together, it's at plus 1240. I believe this game has a lot of potential to make money if you place the right bets. Yes, parlays are fun, but limit them and focus on your singles. I just released a couple of these parlays because I think they have high potential to hit. After this game 1, a lot of these prop bets are going to change. They're going to go up. I believe, especially MPJ's rebounds and his points. I think they're going to go up after this game. I believe he has a big game tonight. But that said, I hope you all enjoyed this video. Please like and subscribe, and I hope you enjoy the games tonight. Peace out.